Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one from Synapse Films. This is the Blu-ray release of Basket Case 3, The Progeny. Leads right off where Basket Case 2 left off. Essentially, Belial and Eve are expecting, and they move to a small little town. All the freaks and Granny Ruth go to this small town where they know a doctor named Hal, who is essentially going to perform, the pregnancy, help give birth to these little creatures. So essentially what happens is the police community catches, whiff of them, and there's a kind of a war between the small little police community and the freaks. This one is even goofier than the second one, if you can imagine, and kind of even plays a parody kind of on Aliens, which is bizarre. But all these Basket Case movies 2 and 3 kind of have this kind of parody angle to them. The special effects in this one are about just as good as the second one, maybe a little bit better on the animatronics. They lose the character of Frogman and the Gargoyle, but they add like 3 or 4 new characters, so you got even more freaks running around and being bizarre. There's a lot of more elements of goofiness and comedy, I think, in this one. Maybe about the same as 2, but I think that some of the scenes are even more over the top. The group sings the song Personality on the bus, which is absolutely hilarious. They go inside a fast food restaurant. This movie definitely has that early 90s, late 80s, like cheese flair, that I would call it pizza flair kind of feel to it, which is just a really, really absurd and bizarre and quirky. And I really dig that kind of stuff, and Basket Case 3 is no exception. I enjoyed it quite immensely. It had been over 10 years since I've seen the movie, and I remember it being my least favorite of the trilogy. I don't think that's true now. I kind of love them all at this point. But on the disc, there's only a theatrical trailer. That's all we get as far as features are concerned, which is a little of a letdown, but that's fine. The movie looks pretty good. It's an HD from the 35mm print, from my understanding. It looks good. It sounds good. The monsters look goopy and gross as usual. It looks like there's a little bit of different designs on some of them. Some of them seem to be more, like I said, animatronically inclined, like their eyes blink more, and the one with the kind of long neck kinds to actually moves this time instead of just kind of being in the background not doing anything. The freaks actually talk a little bit more in this one, so there is a kind of a more personality here. Duane, the actor, is still pretty much just as crazy as he ever was. And yeah, it's also fun that you get little baby Belials in here, kind of for the little creature aspect stuff. Granny Ruth is great as usual. So it's definitely a continuation of Part 2 and feels definitely in the same vein as Part 2. The sheriff in the film, the main sheriff, reminds me of an Andy Griffin type deal. And there's pretty good special effects, and like I said, gore and stuff is very cartoony. Eyes bulging out of the head, twisted faces, heads getting popped off, stuff like that. The movie flows by pretty quick. It's an hour and 29 minutes. There's nudity in this one, which was not present in the sequel, the second one, as far as I could tell and remember. I'm pretty sure it's no real nudity. This one has a very 90s kind of sleazy, big boobed girls in bikini kind of flashback with Belial that plays for jokes, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's again a nice, cool monster mashup where you'd want to see where the story would progress with the freaks taking over the world. Fortunately, there was never a Basket Case 4, but we're lucky enough to have gotten 3 of these movies. It's got to be the most bizarre horror franchise ever, and these movies will always, be remembered by me for sitting on the shelves, the video store shelves, and just sticking out and just being an oddity in the video store and an oddity of celluloid. But yeah, that's Basket Case 3. Pays a little bit of homage to stuff like Aliens in there, or parodies Aliens and things like that. And again, it pushes the big city grind that Henenlotter always is known for farther back as we go into a little small town community where the freaks are, and I kind of think it's all a lot of fun that way. The special effects do kind of remind me of something like Freaked, if anybody's familiar with that movie. I don't know which one's more obscure. I don't think either of them are, but Freaked or the Basket Case movies. But yeah, it's kind of in the vein of that, just more R-rated. But yeah, if you guys have never seen Basket Case 1, 2, or 3, I'd really recommend checking them out, especially if you like goofy, weird movies that have, lots of cool, creatures and designs and just a lot more fun. Yeah, but regardless, goopy, gory, silly, outlandishly weird is Basket Case 3. I'm Mrparka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
And coming to video cassette April 9th, he's back to rip the lid off your rentals. Belial, one of the most popular figures in horror film history, returns in this masterpiece of the outrageously macabre. Basket Case 3, The Progeny. The stunning sequel to the profitable hits Basket Case and Basket Case 2, both rental winners on Billboard's top 40 rental charts. And we're offering a 3-for-2 offer. Receive a copy of Basket Case 2 with every 2-pack of Basket Case 3, an $89.95 value.
Just when you thought it was safe to open the basket, the makers of Basket Case 1 and 2, Brain Damage and Frankenhooker, bring you the continuing tale of brotherly love in Basket Case 3. Duane and Belial are back, and there have been a few little changes.
I'm gonna be an uncle?
Sit back and hold on tight. This is one road trip you'll never forget.
And 23 peach bombs. To go?
Granny Ruth and the gang are heading south to meet up with some old friends.
Bye, Sheriff.
And old family.
Son!
They've come together to witness the miracle of childbirth. The stork has landed, bringing a bundle of joy to some.
Really?
And a bundle of cash to others.
We came out here to get $1 million, and that's just what we're gonna get.
He's a freak, Daddy. His brother's a monster.
What the hell are they? These must be his puppies or something.
This is one plan the sheriff should have aborted.
I think they're hungry.
Because Dad is mad. And he's taking no prisoners.
No.
The little town of Peachtree Valley is going to have a showdown.
You give me Belial, I give you the baby.
For Duane, Belial, Granny Ruth, and the rest of the family, this is the mother of all battles. The Bradley twins are back, and getting even was never better.
This is gonna be some family.
Basket Case 3, it's time to build a bigger basket.